Hey everyone, welcome to Day Deal on Display, daydeal.com's own YouTube channel regarding product previews, reviews, and demonstrations. Today we are going to be taking a look at a couple of TPU skin covers for the Motorola DROID RAZR. You are more than welcome to check out the selection we currently have on our own website, which is at www.daydeal.com. Now, one of the biggest decisions a DROID RAZR owner has to make right now is whether or not they want to protect their phone or leave it as is, because the DROID RAZR, for those of you who don't know and are just watching this video for curiosity's sake, is an extremely thin and extremely lightweight phone. I personally think it's very sleek and sexy, and it is because of this reason that a lot of folks out there are probably going to just leave it as is. Now, for those of us who are paranoid, like yours truly, you do want to have something on the phone, but at the same time you don't want to take away from its overall profile, especially with something as neat as the DROID RAZR. So what is one to do? Well, that's where these TPU skin covers may be that possible solution, that gateway, if you will, into bigger accessories down the road. Speaking of which, for DROID RAZR owners out there, I would be very patient. Manufacturers right now are really on the fence and deciding what to release for the phone, because they don't want to release their big cases for obvious reasons. It's probably not going to sell, so they're probably going to release their lighter, thinner lines because the phone is so thin naturally anyway. So just go and keep that in mind, alright? You might have to play the waiting game. I would say check out these TPU skin covers right now if you need absolutely something on the phone at this very moment. Now, TPU is the abbreviation for thermoplastic polyurethane. For those of you who aren't familiar with particular material, it's very popular nowadays with cell phone accessories. If you need more details on the material, I'm not the one to explain it. I can hardly count on my own fingers. Just go ahead and use Google, use Wikipedia. You know, Wikipedia is always your friend, and just look up the material. It's very, very cool stuff. Basically, it has similar properties to both elastic and rubber. On the elastic side, it is extremely stretchable, but at the same time, it does hold its own form, so much in fact that I can actually go and contort the skin right now into a pretty funky shape. Okay. Now, if you tried the same thing with a silicone skin cover, it would be basically ruined at this point. It would be stretching, it would be discoloring, it would be tearing, all that nonsense that you would come to expect from doing something like this. But with a TPU skin cover, I just go and leave it alone. Okay, and if I just were to place it down there and just let it rest for about 5 minutes, okay, just absolutely not touching it, it would go back into its original shape, no worse for wear, which is very, very cool. Now, why is this a benefit? Well, skin covers in general, they happen to get loose over time. You don't want that happening to you, because the fit around the edges is very important for a skin cover, because if that happens to stretch, if that happens to get loose on you guys, then it's not going to fit on your phone, and then it becomes worthless, because what's a skin cover if it doesn't fit on the phone? What's any accessory if it doesn't fit on the phone, right? So there we go. Now, its rubber-like properties is that it pretty much has the same shock absorbing value as rubber without all the added density or weight, because rubber is a very heavy material, and of course there isn't that unpleasant smell. Some rubber cases and skins out there, they actually have that really strong rubber scent for the entire lifespan of the actual product. So you can actually throw away the phone and you still have the skin around and it still smells like rubber like the day you got it. And of course some people really, really hate that. So of course TPU doesn't have that problem. And of course, TPU can be made translucent, unlike rubber. Of course, I think there is clear rubber out there, but that's really, really Doctor Strange stuff out there. It just comes in a variety of colors as well as designs. We currently have Argyle Clear on our website at daydeal.com. But as a heads up, if you guys don't like this particular design, it does come in solid colors. It does come in just all clear. And they also come in image designs, which are a little bit more fancy, but those are a little bit harder to come by, and hopefully we will stock some as time marches on. So let's go and put this Smoke Argyle Clear version of a TPU skin cover on our dummy version of the DROID RAZR. This being a skin cover, installation is pretty straightforward. You're just going to go and wrap around the edges on the phone like so, and then it is on. It's as easy as that. And as you can see, these TPU skin covers do actually create a lip on the front of the DROID RAZR, which is very desirable, because that means that there is space between the surface screen as well as any surface that you happen to be resting it against, and that's exactly what you want. And more importantly, if you happen to drop your phone, okay, that little lip may save the screen's life. So much in fact that as long as the lip catches the impact at first, it should go ahead and divert any energy away from the screen, and thus preventing it from cracking it. I can't guarantee it, but you know, sometimes people are lucky and they just drop their phone and it lands right on the lip. They're no worse for wear. Of course, if something falls in between this little area right here where the lip can't catch, well, you know, that's the way life rolls. Sometimes you roll 00, right? Moving on to the top of the skin cover, you can see an opening for the audio jack as well as the USB port and the HDMI port. No surprises there. I just want to let you guys know that different versions of TPU skin covers out there exist. You may have an opening. Some of them even come with coverings, alright? So it's strictly dependent on the TPU skin cover. Just please look at the finer details, look at the pictures if your personal seller provides them. And of course, here at DayDeal, we always try to provide as much information as possible. Now moving on to the side, we have an opening for that slot right there. And moving on to the other, we actually have coverings for the volume up and down rocker that you can see right there. Kind of hard to see, but it is there. And of course, one for the power button. Not the most comfortable things to press, but they are just enough to make sure to register. Moving on to the back, smaller opening, which I believe is for the noise cancellation microphone. I may be mistaken, actually may be the main one, but I'm not too certain. Haven't seen the actual diagram for the RAZR as of yet, but what I do know is that there's a large opening for the camera lens, LED flash, and of course rear built-in speaker, and that is it, folks, for this particular TPU skin cover. Now, one thing I want to show you guys before I end this video is that this skin cover is very thin. It hugs the phone very nicely, and it hardly adds that much girth to it, okay? And weight is pretty much non-existent. This is pretty much the same weight as the original DROID RAZR. So why is this important? Well, like I said at the beginning of the video, a lot of you guys out there are deciding whether or not to just leave your phone naked and take your chances, or you're deciding to get something to put on the phone, but at the same time you don't want to really kind of bulk it up. You don't want to hinder the overall sleek and sexiness that is the RAZR phone. So I think these TPU skin covers are excellent transitional accessories. Maybe you are looking for something a little bit more protective. It's coming on the way. You can go ahead and buy these skin covers and just put it on your phone now, and that way you at least have something on the phone. But for the other folks out there, the folks that are deciding whether or not they want to actually put anything on their phone, I think this is an excellent gateway accessory, meaning that they can actually just go ahead and buy the skin, put it on the DROID RAZR, and then discover that they actually really like it, and their phone feels a lot more secure, and then they can go ahead and move on to other accessories when they become available, because these aren't that expensive at all. They're readily available. They come in different designs, different colors, and we think, well, since there's nothing really much for the phone right now, why not take a chance? Why not at least give them a shot and check them out? Okay, so once again, you're more than welcome to check out the selection we currently have on our website, daydeal.com. We're always trying to get more, and as time goes on, we will have more. I guarantee you that. And of course, keep following us on our YouTube channel, DayDeal on Display, where we will have more product previews, reviews, and demonstrations of DROID RAZR products in the future. Thanks as always for watching.